10 points now, but they are not guaranteed qualification yet to the quarterfinals because in the last match next week, Chiefs have to go to Zamalek, so they need to avoid defeat against Zamalek, and Al-Masry will play Zesco. If Al-Masry does beat Zesco, they move to 10 points then in this group. So it is going down to the wire. There are 3 teams left still in it. It is Kaizer Chiefs, it is Zamalek, as well as Al-Masry. Zesco, even though they've won today, they've got 1 more match to go. They are out of contention even before the matches today. So job done. Maybe half the job has been done for Kaizer Chiefs. Interestingly, they needed 1 more goal. If they won by a 2-goal margin, then they would have secured automatic qualification to the quarterfinals with 1 match left. And what was interesting with that is that there seemed to be no urgency. Itumile and Khune, as well as Dr. Khumalo, watching the game with us. Obviously, happy with the win and the 3 points. Firstly, that's what's most important.
Yeah, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, no sense of agency towards the end of the game. I don't know if the players got the memo or the information that they needed to win by 2-0 or even 3-1.
Yeah.
Hence, you saw Brendan towards the end, dying minutes, he was going down.
He went to the floor.
So someone could have just reminded them that, guys, we need a security, which is the 3rd goal, because they had already conceded. But it would have been nice not to concede and win by 2-0.
Yeah, does it go back to what you were saying before, Doc, the mentality? Because even against Zamalek in Polokwane, Chiefs equalized, there were 3 minutes left. They started celebrating instead of restarting and looking for the winner.
Remember, the players are being coached, are being taught, are being guided. Now, someone sitting outside is in a better space than the players on the field. They know what does it mean for them to win 2-1. Rather than 3-1, because somebody has to do calculations.
Because the players don't know what's happening in Zambia.
They don't know. And secondly, you need obviously to know, to say, okay, guys, we're going out mentally, we have to go win this game. But we need to win it convincingly. And if it happens, it's a draw, this is what's going to happen. If we win it 2-1, we still have to go to Zamalek. Zesco still has to go to Al-Masry. So if we play 2-2 or we lose 1-0 to Zamalek, what are the implications?
Yeah.
So they needed to know that. But you can tell from the bench to the players, nobody knew that maybe a 3rd goal was a need. It was going to be very important because, remember, if you go to a tie, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Head-to-head first.
Head-to-head first.
Goals between the 2 teams. And everything is level with Chiefs and Al-Masry.
2-1, 2-1. Just to confirm, in order for you not to go that routine.
Yeah.
And you go to Zamalek confidently knowing very well that you have scored an extra goal, even if it goes to head-to-head.
Yeah.
You know?
You're fine.
What's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Look what happened. Zesco beat Zamalek. Yeah. You're going in their territory. Both Zesco and Chiefs, they're going to play in Egypt. And they're going to play, because Chiefs was supposed to play on a Sunday, that they brought the game forward. Because CAF wants all the games to play at the same time, same day.
Because it's the last games.
It's the last games.
Ah.
Yes. So Zesco might Al-Masry, Chiefs is playing Zamalek.
Sure. Okay, interesting then. Seems like there was a lack of awareness of what is happening in the other game with Kaizer Chiefs. They're time wasting when another goal would have made sure of their place in the quarterfinal. They would have secured automatic qualification regardless of what happens in Egypt against Zamalek. Now they need to make sure that at least they don't lose against Zamalek in Egypt. And we've seen Zamalek have lost to Zesco in Ndola. But let's go back to Peter Mokaba Stadium and hear from the coach or co-coach of Kaizer Chiefs, Khalil Ben Yusuf.
Coach Khalil, 10 points, 3 wins in a row. Good performance from your guys, and I'm sure you feel like you are in control of this group now.
Thank you so much. I think the strong thing it was after losing Red Bank Cup, it was mentally so strong for the player. You come here, it was a tough game, so difficult game, tactical game. We scored the first goal, we start the second half, and we concede goal. But I have to say congratulations for the player. They show strong character, big character, and we scored the second goal and we continue to fight. We didn't do nothing, still we have another game to be qualified. Now we are leading the group, but still another game. If you want to qualify, we have to come back from Egypt from minimum with 1 point.
I don't know if you had your phone with you to check the other results, but Zesco shocked Zamalek there. That's what I'm saying. It's a good result for you ahead of that trip to Egypt.
Good result or bad result, we'll know next Sunday, Saturday. For us, we have to think only about ourselves, about the player. We have to prepare ourselves for this trip, for this game. It's final game to be qualified. We hope that we will finish today. We was unlucky, we win, but the score don't allow for us to be qualified. So we have to continue to fight next game. And inshallah, we'll be back for qualification from Egypt.
And then finally, Coach Khalil, what was one of your biggest highlights in this fixture, the performance overall? How would you sum it up?
I think every game we are fighting. We show even last game against Stellenbosch, it was a very nice game. We was unlucky, we lose a lot of opportunity, we don't score. I think the performance is coming step by step. The team is performing very well. The atmosphere inside is very positive vibe inside. We have a lot of coordination between us, and inshallah we'll continue to work.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
That's Coach Khalil. That's how we wrap it up here, and Kaizer Chiefs firmly in control of that group ahead of their trip to Zamalek in Egypt next weekend.
Okay, interesting comments there by Khalil Ben Yusuf. He says they were not worried about what was happening. They were just focused on their own game, even though what was happening in Zambia had a big effect on what is happening in this group. Can you understand that?
Very disappointing, because that could have been communicated before the game started, that guys, if we had to compare apples with apples, this is the juice we might get at the end of the product. But now he's surprised that they focused on themselves. Yes, it's very important to look at your own performance and your own results. But again, this table is too tight. This group is too tight. They should have known better to say, guys, let's look at the comparison between number 1 to number 3, because Zesco, it's out of the contention. But very disappointing that that wasn't communicated to the coach and to the rest of the players, that they needed that extra goal.
He does say it's in their hands, though. Doc, is it really in their hands, the fact that the Chiefs is going away to Zamalek and they need to avoid defeat to make sure?
Remember what I said before we started. I said the players are the ones who put themselves where they are. So they need to finish it off. If they don't win, then they have to blame themselves. Then it's a last hurdle. Then that means the load that you have worked for up until where you are is null and void. So is that what you want? Because remember, you pace yourself in order for you to be up there. So at the moment, they have to just to do the self-assessment. So the first thing that they need to do is strength to impose away. And then the second self-assessment is the weakness to protect. And now the unfortunate part, you can't now only talk Zamalek. There's also PSL.
Yes.
And just after Zamalek, there's a big game ahead of them.
Oh, Doc, I can see where your mind is already.
I need to listen. As a coach, you don't you have what we call micro
when you're planning ahead.
It's a microcycle. So you know very well with after this we're doing that. So at the moment, one, they don't have time to rectify because all the games are just between 3 days, 2 days, so they don't have time.
Okay, we need to go back to Polokwane. Mazola also catching up then with the Al-Masry coach, Nabil El-Kouki. Let's hear from him how he summarizes this game and the result.
Now I've got Coach Nabil of Al-Masry. Coach, I'm sure different emotions in this fixture, just his analysis of the game, and I'm sure he's got a few words to say about those penalty decisions as well.
كوتش مشاعر متضاربة خلال الماتش، كنا عايزين نعرف من حضرتك تحليلك للماتش.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، مرحبا بكم، مرحبا بالكباتن الموجودين في الاستوديو. بالطبيعة المباراة كانت صعيبة على الفريقين لأنه فيها ضغط نتيجة. عدة سيناريوهات معناها في الحسابات. خذينا تقريبا بدينا 15 دقيقة الأولانيين كنا نحن مستحوذين، جاتنا فرصة أو اثنين، من بعد غبنا شوية، خذينا معناها فترات نحن وفريق كايزر شيفر. قبلنا ضربة جزاء إن شاء الله نشوفوها، لأنه التحكيم تعرف إن شاء الله نشوفوها في الواحد، ولكن نحن ما شفناش ضربة جزاء. للأسف بعد ما عدلنا معناها في الخمس دقائق هذوك قبلنا هدف على الكره ثابته، ولكن من بعد رجعنا في اللعب، استحوذنا تقريبا، جاتنا فرصه او اثنين. اليوم مازالت الجوله الاخرانيه هي باش تكون فاصله بين الناس الكل.
Thank you for welcoming us. It's a lot of calculations inside the game. We controlled the first 25 minutes, then we went out a little bit. The penalty kick came. The coach don't see it as a penalty kick, but we will see it in the analysis studio. But we came back to the game, and we still will wait for the last round to see who's going to go through.
Okay, as expected, then the Al-Masry coach not happy with the penalty that was given, but the analysts were clear in the studio that it was definitely a penalty. There was an intention. We're going to show it to you later on, but still all to play for because Al-Masry have what seems like maybe an easier fixture in the group because Zesco had not won a game before today, but they've shocked everybody by beating Zamalek in Zambia there. So it sets us up for a thrilling final day of action in Group D of the CAF Confederation Cup. We stay there in Polokwane because it's going to be interesting to hear the thoughts of the sporting director of Kaizer Chiefs, Kaizer Motaung Jr.
I'm standing by with the sporting director, Kaizer Jr. Motaung. SD, just your assessment. I saw you watching. It was a tense affair on the back of that Nedbank Cup exit as well. Big morale-boosting victory this.
I think our supporters needed this. I think the boys needed a big response, and I think they understood the responsibility at hand. A massive task. I think a tough opponent. I think CAF, we all know, comes with different challenges, and I think to bounce back, and also we're very privileged to have a game 3 days after what happened in Nedbank Cup. I mean, as a footballer and a team, you always want to come back and rectify what you can. So I think it was a good response. I think it was a smart approach to the game, and I think they did it for the fans, and it's a hard-fought 3 points to take us where we want to be, one step closer.
Yeah, I was saying to Coach Khalil, it's huge that you go to Egypt, top of the table, 3 wins on the spin. This team at times, especially in the Confed Cup, hasn't been getting the credit it deserves.
Well, I think it's still a lot of work to do because, you know, the permutations can go different kinds of ways next week, you know. So I think there's very much a big job for us to do when we get to Egypt. I think the planning behind the strategy for the opposition, I think credit must go to the players. They fight, they give everything on the field. Technical staff and the players, they're giving everything they can. Also to the chairman and the board for the support in terms of logistics and how they're supporting us with our travel. So I think it's a collective effort. Big job next week. And I think we'll talk once we know we're certainly through next week. But now I thought there's still one more big game to play next week.
What pleased you the most about today's performance?
Well, I think it's the character shown. It wasn't the prettiest of games to watch from us, but I think we knew we had to get the victory. Would have loved to get it by two goals to qualify automatically. But determination, courage was there. They fought hard. And at the end of the day, we got our 3 points, put ourselves in a position to make sure it's in our hands next week. And that's what you can ask for today.
Thank you. Thank you. I almost said thank you, Coach, but thank you, SD, and good luck going forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Okay, an important 3 points, maybe bittersweet emotions or mixed emotions for Kaizer Jr., but most importantly, Chiefs have won. They are top of the group, and I think obviously that's always the first target, to win the game and then the permutations after.
Definitely, Mr. Musia, that's what happens in every team. You get told that top the group, and we are out. We are through to the next round. So I don't think they focused more on how many goals they needed to get, but the SD, they made it clear that they wanted to win by 2-0, which shows that they knew coming into this game that they were not supposed to concede. And unfortunately, they conceded, but after conceding the goal, they would have pushed for the third one. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Here's the big talking point that Dr. Al-Masry coach felt it was not a penalty. You're a coach yourself here. Take us through this one.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, he's taking a shot. And then, I mean, you can see, I mean, he's trying to hide it. But he changed the direction of the ball there. So it was intentional for him to start to try to stop the ball.
He takes his arm towards the ball.
Towards the ball. Actually, not the entire, but the entire body, like, you know, like stopping it. But again, give credit to Silva because this is one of the players that he needs to prove himself. He needs to deliver most, but slowly but surely he's getting there. And I like this kind of players because these are moments where players don't want to even be involved in this. This is the worst scenario after probably because of the pressure. It will tell you. You know, you'll find some of the players, they'll take off their boots. But if you have this kind of character of players, then you're heading towards the right direction. But you don't need only one. You need more than the Silvers.
Yeah, it was a different ball game in the second half. We saw Al-Masry playing with more intent because they knew that they needed a goal here. Now, at this stage, Chiefs was going through.
Yeah, no, Chiefs, I think they were caught napping because Solomon should be able to look. He should be able to look at his right shoulder to be able to see, because sometimes the fans are singing loud, and when the goalkeeper shouts, no one hears him. But again, Solomon should have known better that we are all being pulled towards one side, and I've left space behind me. So let me just check quickly and see if there's no one making a run. And that could have easily gone to the back of the net.
And then the equalizer came then here. Lots to talk about here, Doc. Firstly, the number 8 that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's the number 8 that delivered the ball. And again, look when the ball was delivered. The ball is played wide. Now look at the player. He comes in front of Simango. Now that's a coaching point whereby, one, we don't allow the delivery. We don't allow the delivery because playing against North Africans, they are very lethal when it comes to this. And with the positioning, Simang, it's wrong. Because you're only looking where the direction of the ball is coming from, but you don't know what's happening behind you. So you need to open up stand to see the cross and to see the ball and the space. Because there are 3 things: the ball, space, opponent. So you're only looking at the ball, forgot the space and the opponent.
Should he have been in front of him? Should he be attacking?
Open stand. He's okay. Look at the distances. So you had one, Solomons, who's like trying to block the ball, but then again they came back and they fought back. And
good to see
do you know in this instance, Itu and Tabs, a ball is delivered, and we're looking at Zita. He might have looked offside, but that's not the angle. But when I looked at it properly, he was not. But what made me happy is that defenders are the ones that fought for the equalizer. One, both are defenders. One is connecting, Quinika is connecting with the ball, and the other one is bouncing on a rebound. That on its own, clearly, they knew very well that we have to go and chase the game and get the goal.
And it's good to see a goal coming from a set piece, also different.
Exactly, because remember, it will tell you, some of the games they are won from a dead ball situation. So if you have your free kicks, your penalties, all your corner kicks, like you do them in order, like properly, this is how you win the games. You don't have to be fancy. It's just a simple dead ball situation, and then you get yourself 3 points.
2-1 at that stage. Another goal would have given Chiefs automatic qualification then to the quarterfinals. Yeah, and this was a big opportunity here for Shabalala, Itu. Or another big opportunity for Shabalala.
Yeah, no, Shabalala always finds himself in good scoring positions, but unfortunately, he lacks the awareness.
Mela's telling Amans.
Because he's always rushing his decisions. Because as a striker, I was a goalkeeper. I know when I'm facing a striker, luckily I was taught differently. That as a goalkeeper, stay on your feet as much as possible, as long as possible, and decide for the striker. Not the striker decide for you. But most goalkeepers, they come out, they commit themselves. So there, Shabalala would have picked up his head and saw that the goalkeeper is going down. Maybe just chip it a little bit. It needed some height because other keepers, they commit. So unfortunately, he missed again, but I'm happy that he's getting himself into these good scoring opportunities.
Yeah, but what is it then? Obviously, the finishing is not as good as it is. Now, is it a matter of spending hours in training and working on your finishing now?
Like I said, congestion of games, it disallow or it doesn't give the teams chances for them to be able to deal with this. The chance that you saw Movilagas is the same 3 chances he had against Stellenbosch. But unfortunately, they didn't have time to go and rectify those mistakes. So in this instance, it's an individual. it's not a collective. It's an individual against Stellis that had 3 opportunities to score, but he couldn't execute properly. So we call that functional training. So you can't falter probably the boy, because now somebody who's coaching him, it's a coachable situation. So now what do? We play the ball towards the left with the cone before we can put in a defender. So with the cone, it represents a defender.
Okay.
So it makes him to execute properly. But they don't have time to do that.
Okay, there's no time. Games are coming in thick and fast. But thank you to Dr. Khumalo. Thank you to Utemele and Khune. I'm glad the boys delivered for them because they were dressed for the occasion here. There's another game coming up next. We're going back to the Nedbank Cup now. Siwelele up against Richards Bay. Catch it right now after this on SABC 1. Right here where we are. You don't even need to change the channel, but congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs for winning in Polokwane against Al-Masry. Zesco have beaten Zamalek, which means there's all to play for going into the last games of this group, which are next weekend. Thank you once again to the legends. That's it from me and the rest of the team. Bye-bye.